Nice.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Q&A of Lucidia. We just premiered the film about an hour ago, and we got the cast here, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. Before we get started, though, I just want to give a huge thank you to all of our Kickstarter supporters. Your support has really been crucial through this, and we really couldn't have done it without you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You.
And actually, I have one big announcement to make. We just found out today that we are accepted into the Breckenridge Film Festival.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so get your skis.
Exactly.
In September, so maybe not so much skiing yet, but yeah, September 18th, I believe, is the date.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
Congratulations.
Congrats to everybody.
So I am here joined with Bryce Johnson, who plays Evan, and Jules Wilcox, who plays Grace, and Elizabeth June, who plays Dr. Carter, and also my producer, Thomas Michael Ferguson. Also so let's get started with some questions. We had some come in just before we started. So the first question is, how did you come up with the idea for Lucidia? So I had done a short film previously, and it was a very different genre, and I was looking to just really change it up. So that was the first step for me, was wanting to try to do something completely different. And then I started just kind of just exploring ideas that intrigued me. This idea actually came from I was over at a friend's house one night, and we were sitting around a fire in his backyard, and someone was talking about this really freaky dream they had, and from there I kind of used that and sort of built some ideas around it, and I thought lucid dreaming was such an interesting concept. You know, why not explore that a little bit? So that's sort of where that originated from. Bryce, Bryce, let's just talk about a little bit about how you got involved in the project. T, do you want to field that?
Sure. Yeah. So obviously, when Micah and I were working on the sort of the development process and fine-tuning the script, we always sort of thought about the actor that we had in mind, and what that man would personify, and how he would sort of help convey this story. And we did a lot of brainstorming and reached out to some friends. We had a lot of help through Joey Chavez, who hooked us up with Bryce's agent. Got in there, had a meeting, told him about the story, and we pretty much knew who Gordon represented, and had an idea for who we wanted, and just crossed our fingers that it would be Bryce. I think we basically, we sent the script over, right, Bryce? And you read it, and then
Yeah.
I think you saw Ballerina too.
Yeah, no, that's it. I got the script. I think it was, oh gosh, maybe 12 to 15 pages or whatever, and I just, I remember being really excited about it the moment I finished reading it, and it excited me for a few reasons, as I'm sure if you've just watched the short film that you'll know that you never really know if you're in an actual scene or the scene is taking place within one of Evan's dreams. And I remember reading this on page, and all of a sudden I would read like snap cut to Evan wakes up, and I was just really impressed with this this sort of format and how it was written. I thought it was really snappy. I thought it was really crisp, and I just loved the idea of this guy kind of in transience, of not knowing whether he's awake or whether he's dreaming, and of course when I got to the end, and you find out that kind of clincher of why all this is happening to Evan, then I thought that was just such a great little piece of information and great closure to the script. So I was immediately passionate about it, and you know, I was excited to meet Thomas and Micah. And when I did, I think we all just gelled because all of our passions combined was really just like, let's make this. I'm excited about it. I want to know. I want to know more, so I think it was a great springboard for us to all get started.
Yeah.
That's how it happened.
That's how it happened. Cool. So how did the next question is, how did the actors prepare for the part or parts? Bryce, do you want to start with that?
Yeah, sure. I'll start. You know, as oftentimes whenever I do get a role, I almost immediately go right to Google and I hit the search engines. You know, so I mean, the first thing I did was I typed in lucid dreaming, and I wanted to know more about it, and you know, from there I kind of got fascinated by what this was, because you know, it really piqued an interest in me as like, oh my gosh, I wonder if this is, one, if this is real, two, how long does it take to figure out how to do something like this, and then, you know, three, can I figure this out? And you know, and so I found that there was a lot of parallels in the script about the A on his hand, and you know, this is a real thing. And you know, June, especially with your therapist character, I found that a lot of the stuff that she was saying in the short is stuff that you can find on the internet about how they use it for certain therapies, and just its relationship to that. And so I was immediately fascinated, you know, and I actually tried to do a few lucid dreaming experiments. I don't think I had the time to actually. It takes quite a bit of time from what I've read. It takes about a good, you know, anywhere from 2 to 6 months to kind of get yourself to be able to, you know, catch yourself dreaming within a dream. And so I never really had a moment where I found myself lucid dreaming. And then other than that, I really took the time to kind of deconstruct all that was happening in the script and the relationship to the characters, and that's how really I prepared. And how about you? You know, how did you guys prepare?
I did pretty much the same thing that Bryce did. I went online and looked up lucid dreaming, and I was amazed at how much information was online. And then also, just for me as a person who in real life has a degree in psychology, you know, just kind of preparing for the way you speak to someone, the listening, and the, you know, kind of like I put on my yoga voice. I'm also a certified yoga instructor, so I kind of put on my smooth, my smooth kind of comforting voice, you know, so preparing that way, just thinking about what if someone really did come to me with this kind of problem, how would I respond to them, what would I be able to do, and what would I be able to bring to it. And so that's kind of the things that I focused on. But lucid dreaming is amazing. I like Bryce tried to, like, you know, think maybe I should try it too, but I was like, nah, I ain't doing all that. But I did pay more attention to my dreams and kind of like wrote down things when I woke up in the morning, just because the power of dreaming, any type of dreaming, is amazing. And so that's one of the things that I did, just kind of like paying closer attention to what was going on in my dreams, for sure.
Yeah, I did pretty much the same thing, Google, all that, and I know some people who do the lucid dreaming thing, which just is fascinating, like business people. But to me, like, the most important thing for my character is the relationship with Bryce. And we had the wonderful opportunity to meet before we shot, and we just took some, like, candid pictures on the beach to use in the film. And it gave us an opportunity to really develop a relationship, because you don't see the positive aspects of the relationship really in the film, but you got to know that there was a time when everything was great, and that thing that he loves about her and that they love about each other, and we got to explore that just like playing around on the beach. It was really fun.
Yeah, that was a fun way to kick it off.
Yeah.
Definitely. Cool. So next question we have here is, how long did it take to shoot the film? It took about 4 days.
Thomas.
And then we had the half day at
4 entire days.
4 long, very long days. And then there was that beach day where we just kind of went down there for half a day, and it was just me and T and the two actors, and we just shot some stuff and took some pictures and played around. And yeah, I think that was really valuable to just kind of give you guys a chance to hang out a little bit beforehand and establish some relationship before we got into it. So another question we have is the experience of making a movie kind of like having a vivid dream, since in the end nothing is real? I guess so. I think that's a great question, and yeah, I mean, sure, films do not exist in real life except on TV and movie theater. So yeah, I think, and that's not the first time that they've been sort of compared to dreams. So I think that's a great comparison. For Bryce, you portrayed such a variety of intense emotions amazingly. How did you access such deep, strong emotions like terror so effectively?
I just go like,
The Macaulay Culkin?
no, it's really, I guess it's really all in the writing. I just tried to play it as honestly as I could. I just tried to kind of think about maybe what that character was going through in this situation, and boy, if I miss a night of sleep or if I miss a meditation or something, I'm a grump, so I can only imagine what what this guy was going through, having not being able to sleep, and not only that, and trying to figure out what was going on with his relationship to his fiance in that. And so, yeah, it was fun, and of course, Thomas and Micah and everybody, the wonderful cast and crew, we all just kind of created an environment that was easy to play along into the emotions. So it was fun. I had a great time playing all those intense emotions, and the hardest part for me was always figuring out where exactly we were in the script and where exactly we were in the timeline of of the way things played out. So
yeah, we definitely had to be very very conscious of where we were in the kind of progression of his sort of downward spiral. So that was something we were, because it was shot all out of order, so we were always sort of referencing,
right,
make sure to just double check like how deep we were into things as we went along. And actually, there's a second part to that question, which is, for me, how did you facilitate getting such strong performance from the actors? I think everyone just brought so much to the table. I feel like I didn't really have to do that much to get you guys in the place. I mean, everyone, was sort of just in the script, and everyone just came prepared. So I was really fortunate. There wasn't really any, too much hard pushing.
Well, I want to say something to you, Micah, for your patience. I think that helped a lot with, at least for me, for my performance. You were really, really patient. You were really down to earth, and you weren't kind of like rushed and hurried, even though it was something where you knew you had to get to the next scene, but you didn't make me feel that way. So I think that's something that also helped to bring out performances. I can't speak for everybody else, but I know for me that helped a lot. Your patience, and you just knew exactly what you were looking for and what you wanted, and that really, really helped.
Ah, cool. Good to know. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of pressure when you're shooting. Trying to make sure you make your days and get all the shots you need. But I don't think it does anyone any good to to put that on the actors and just make it a bigger deal than it is. And just.
That's for me to worry about.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Next question. What camera did you shoot on?
Good question.
So we shot on the Red, which is an awesome camera, and it was sort of between that and the 5D. You know, the 5D is definitely more economical, but there were a couple slow motion shots that I really wanted, and I knew that we could only get that with a red. So yeah, so that's the camera we went with, and I think it looks pretty great.
Just adding on top of that, we're at a time in this business where, 10 years ago, you wouldn't have been able to make a short film like this using a 35 millimeter camera and having only 4 days and the small amount of crew that we did, So it's a great thing, the momentum this business is taking. Everything is making, kind of leaps and bounds from feature films to web series to short films. We're able to accomplish so much more with the wonderful equipment that they have out there, and so I think it definitely made Lucidia is a perfect example of that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to shoot anything that looks nearly this good 10 years ago. I mean, it all would have been on like a handy cam, So yeah, it's really bringing filmmaking to the people, which is pretty awesome. No question. My aunt says congratulations on all doing such a great job on this project.
Nice.
Thank you, Auntie.
Auntie Stewart. All right.
Okay. Have you ever worked with each other before?
No.
So yeah, actually, T and I have done a couple projects, and actually, Jules and I, I was an editor on the film that she was in, so that was actually a lot of fun. But yeah, T and I, we actually shot a music video together, and we did a commercial together as well. So we had worked together a couple times, and then when I started writing this, I really enjoyed working with him. So I asked him if he wanted to be involved.
Yeah, just one day I got a call and it was like, so how would you feel about helping to produce this short film? And I was like, yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
I mean, there was no question about it. It's been a lot of fun working with Mike in the past on other little projects, and this was every bit what I expected it to be. Yeah, I'll do it again in a heartbeat.
Cool.
Goes for me as well. I'm in.
Me too. Woohoo! You guys
Awesome.
are a great team.
I'd say let's do a sequel, but a prequel? Can we do a prequel?
A prequel. That's a good idea.
Yeah, there you go.
Just you guys living a happy life.
Yeah, really.
No, that's boring.
Right. Got a conflict in there. But then an insane psychiatrist comes and breaks up our marriage.
Bryce, did you actually put a maggot in your mouth?
Yes.
No!
No, I didn't put a maggot in my mouth. No, it was like it was funny. I was like, I'm not putting a maggot in my mouth unless I have to. So I figured out I was looking for stuff that I could substitute, and I ended up using surgical tape, which is what the sound guys, they'll tape a microphone to your chest, and they'll usually use surgical tape so that it sticks to the skin nicely. And surgical tape is transparent, and it's it's got a great texture. So I just kind of cut a piece in half, rolled it up into what looked like a maggot, and then I put that in the rice so that when I'm chewing the rice, I could feel something different in my mouth, and then I could pull it in and get it out. Yeah, if I ate a real maggot, it might have taken a little bit longer to shoot that scene. But you know what? we really did have maggots, and then they put them in that rice and the beans, and you know, I don't know if it's, I think it is in Lucidia, but the sound that those things make, like going in and out of the rice, I was just like, I'm not putting one of those in my mouth. Plus, they have little teeth too. They have, like, you could see their little teeth, and I was like, you know, I'm somewhat girly when it comes to that stuff. I'm, you know.
That's practical, man.
Exactly. That's not girly at all.
Yeah, I know. You know, plus it's making a movie. What's that? You know, there's an old story I love from Hollywood, and it's from Marathon Man, starring Laurence Olivier and Dustin Hoffman, and there's a scene where Dustin Hoffman's out of breath, and he runs around the block in New York, and he runs around the block, and then he's like, okay, you know, I'm ready to shoot, and then Laurence Olivier, calm, cool, and collected. You know, they yelled action, and he did his out of breath, and Dustin Hoffman was like, how did you do that? And he said, acting, you know, so I always love that story because, you know, sometimes you don't have to, it really is, it's just acting, so you don't have to eat maggots, you know.
I don't know.
Moral of the story. That's the moral of the story. You don't have to eat maggots.
You don't have to eat maggots.
You too can be an actor, and you don't have
That's right.
Nice. All right. Well, I want to wrap it up, but first I want to talk about what each of you have been up to, and you know, if there's anything that you guys want to plug while we're on the air here.
Sure. I'll tell you what I'm up to. I'm doing a Gruesome Playground Injuries by Rajiv Joseph. It's a play, a really cool play that Micah saw, like one of our previews. And it's playing at Rogue Machine in Los Angeles, and it's a really beautiful, beautiful play. Two people in a pit duking it out.
It was great. Yeah, I really liked it, and I really liked how, I mean, it's such a small theater, and like it's such a unique space too. You really feel like you're in that room with them, like right up close. And yeah, it's a cool story.
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing some theater too. Weekends in Lemert is in Lemert Park. I'm working with the Roby Theater. That's Danny Glover's theater company. And the Roby Theater, we're doing a performance next Saturday night on June 28th. So if you guys follow me on Twitter, Elizabeth June NY, I'll put all the information on there. And I would love for anybody to come, you know, everybody to come who's in LA if you want to come and stop by. Also, I'm a writer as well. I'm a screenwriter as well. So I'm kind of shopping a screenplay that I'm working on the legendary Grandmaster Jay. He's a hip-hop pioneer. So I'm working on that and shopping that around. So that's what's been keeping me busy.
Fantastic. Check out my movie Willow Creek. It's in iTunes right now and video on demand and Amazon Instant Video. It's my found footage Bigfoot movie. And it's fantastic. Check it out. Turn out the lights, pop it in, and enjoy it. You know. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. I love hearing from my fans and from anybody else at Bryce O. Johnson. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today, and thank you to all of our fans for checking it out. And hope you have a great day.